This is Grunstar, and I'm back. I thought I was going to be recording this as a song and put it out, and I thought, well, and my next video date is going to be Christmas, and realistically, I kind of don't want to put in a whole lot of effort. Not that I don't like putting in effort into this, but Christmas usually means with the family, so rather than putting out a video, I'm gonna hold off and do something today, which will be part three of doing this. And I got ideas in my mind to put more work into this, and I will release the actual song Monday, and then it would be on Christmas, so it could be Jingle Bells and stuff like that. So far, I'm kind of proud of what I've done. Actually, really proud. It's both dancey and or a little dancey and jingle belly. This weekend I played a DJ set, one set at Moonlit Core, which is in one place in Final Fantasy, and I DJ'd for another hour in another place, and I played the first one. I played like a kind of a more dancey EDM stuff, hardcore, lo-fi type of stuff, and then the second set I played mostly metal goth type, like Typo Negatives, Red Water, and um, apparently um, Jingle Bells by Skid Row. Skid Row put out Jingle Bells. There's a song by Dawkins. There's all kinds of metal groups. Twisted Sister has a play on um, one of their "We're Not Gonna Take It." Come Ye Old Faithful. And it was actually fun for the two sets that I played some really wild music for Christmas. And speaking about Jingle Bells, I played a couple of renditions of it, and especially the Skid Row one. So yeah. Um, the Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into this, and we're gonna take out some of these samples and replace them. Um, Samples are great for starting new ideas and trying to experiment and going further into there. They can be a problematic because basically other people have access to these same samples and may or may use them in songs. And depending on your sample use, it may be I have sampled kicks. Chances are somebody else has that exact same sample. I'm not gonna probably get yelled at or sued or anything. Not that they'll hear it, but basically the chances of them throwing a suit, I guess, for my use of the kick sample. Drums, as I was told, or at least somebody said that they're less likely to sue over than the rest of the song. So the use on the kicks and stuff like that, it's not egregious as maybe say the melody or something. So the use here is not bad. The bass could be a problem down here when I'm using the bass, maybe, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some tricks to try to replace the samples, and basically the good thing is that I get more control over the sound. So especially what I want to try out is these kicks. So we're gonna do a new kick, and Bitwig has all these new kicks we could play around. Do we want an 808 style kick? Do we want a 909 style kick? Do we want a digital kick? And I think the one kicks are the originals. So let's do a 909 kick. Let's put this on a new track. Is that a new UI? I'm not used to them. All right, we're gonna put it up here. Okay, so with the kicks, we kind of want to emulate what we've done above it. And this should be really easy to emulate. You could probably almost eyeball it, but let's make sure that we got it correct, right? So one of the methods that Bitwig allows you to do is it allows you to kind of look at this and use that as a guideline for doing your MIDI. It is pretty cool. This little layer editing mode is the technique, I think. And basically, what you do is that you click on that one, you click down here, and I always forget how to do it because I don't do it a lot. But you have to There we go. There we go. Dogs. Has he stopped? My dog barks at anything. He's like 12 years old. He's a Dachshund, so a wiener dog, and he's orange. And he's cantankerous and old, and I love him dearly. I've had him a long time, and I just noticed those kicks are really off. Holy crap, look at that. That's pretty cool. Got sidetracked, but those kicks are off in stereo or something. Huh. So maybe a tougher target than what we need. Okay. So the trick with this is that basically what we're gonna do is a double kick. Huh. Okay. So double kick and I moved it in. So realistically, these lines right here is where we could put things, and then we could put another there. Whoops. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna solo this, or actually solo these two. Right? And you can barely hear that. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna go back. Right, so we got the first kick. And then we're going to go for the second kick here, and we're going to do the same thing, one here. Now I'm putting on, I'm putting on C3 because I don't think it really matters about the tone. Yeah, it's the same sound on the kicks. So it's basically kick, 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 kick. But in stereo, because I'm thinking one side and the other. So we might have to have a little bit of issues emulating that. So we're going to do that again here. And all I'm doing is I'm following the transients. Now, if I really wanted to match it, basically, I could move it like to about here. Right when the kicks start. So kick, kick, kick. Wonder if I could pan them. Okay. That's the hats. I was following the wrong one. Got it. All right, I'm being dumb. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That looks right. So we can go and we can fix this again. So the kicks are four on the floor, it looks like. So what we do is we just move this all the way to there. And we can kind of match the length, so we want to say, let's go that far. So your typical four on the floor is going to be one kick every one of these. So every fourth, I think, is a kick. So fourth, fourth, fourth. So you got 4 kicks per beat, per bar. Right, and so now we're kind of emulating the thing. All right, so there's a big problem with the sound on these two. One is a lot fuller And the other one is basically, so you have a lot of sound things. So that's another one of the good thing about the better things about using samples is that somebody's already gone through and adjusted the sound to what you want, the tones and stuff like that. So it might be harder for you to replicate or replace. And unless that's what you wanted to, again, you have total control of the sound. So what we could do is, I don't think I ever stop. Man, that is one driving kick. So what I could do is I can do this kick, but let me time it more. Duplicate it. Right, and then we could bounce it and make our own sample at this point. So now, realistically, what I want to do, and what I should have did, is join, duplicate, join, duplicate, join. All I'm going to do is I'm going to make this track go all the way across. So I can replace what I have. Okay. So now I have my kick, and so I could take this one out. Now I can play with the sound. Oh, nice. All right, and so let's listen to it in the context. I'm going to make that a lot more distorted. We use cold fire. You know, of course, you can use any distortion that you got available, including bitwigs. I'm trying to use cold fire. I like it. It's got some really interesting stuff on it. Funny thing is the drums get lost, or at least the kick gets lost immediately when you get into it. So replacing it and making it not sound the same is really easy with this, because overall you're not getting the kicks, because basically the bass is right next to it. Yeah, it's being lost, so I gotta raise it up. So I believe you would use a compressor at this point, not a camp. Yeah, let's try compressor plus. Them drums ain't lost no more. That compressor did wonders. So I think the distortion was a bad call. The compressor, a much better call. It allows it to raise up the level of the drums. And because it's not on a bus or anything, it doesn't do anything with all the other sounds. And normally you want a compressor to get your quieter stuff up. But what allows it to do is you know, you can limit it to a certain point. If it gets too far, you put it back down. I can definitely tell those kicks are there now. So I'm actually happy with this. I can actually remove this. Okay, so now we have our kicks replaced, which is perfect. Now we can go through and do the same thing on all of our other samples. Now the hats, not so much, or the snares. I'm really not that concerned with, to be brutally honest. That one. All right, so we can focus on this one if we want. That would be an interesting effect to replace. Now, the reason I'm focused on the effect more than the actual sound is because I do have somebody that actually sings oh, here, let me pause this and go bring something in, and I can figure out. We have the original sound on what that was. So we're looking at C#. All right, be right back. Okay, we're back, and we have Ethereal loaded. And I am soloing something, so let me stop. Maybe that was an O, maybe? Let's go with the C# of C3. Okay, so basically, same thing here, same dealio here, except for this looks like a sustained loop, and we can deal with the effects later. So let's draw in a box. Let's get that C#. Sustained. Make it all the way through. Okay, so this sample originally is bigger, so we're going to have to go a little bit bigger, which means that we're going to increase the size here a bit to be a bar, I think. Yeah. There we go. All right, now the voice is a bit different. So let's do this. Oh, we got to start on the 1. Otherwise the MIDI doesn't trick. Okay, so what I'm hearing is I'm hearing some panning back and forth, and of course the transgate. So really, the transgate's the easier effect to fix. Now the back and forth, we got a couple of toys that can do that. We got our own tools. And the transgate I've used a couple of times. Love this thing. Whoops. Good. Yeah. Except for the problem is that it yeah, we're gonna have to cut this a bit short, and then okay, so already the transgate's doing its work. And let's hear it in the context. It needs some boosting of the volume, definitely. Although we could bounce the recording, record it to a wave, or save it to a wave, and then try to extend it, but through editing, we could do that also. But realistically, what I want to do is I want to pan it for every 16th. So we need a pan tool, enter tools. There we go. And then basically I'm going to use a handy dandy. We can do steps. We can do like a beat LFO. And then we could use that. And then what we need is we need to do, there you go. There we go. Perfect. 5 second thing, and we got the effect down. Okay, it just likes glowing. All right, so we got the tool. We need the kind of the crunchiness of the top one. There is a little bit of crunchiness in that. Maybe a little bit of cold fire on this one will do it. There's other ways of getting that crunchy effect. We're gonna add in some artificial. This was free at one time. We're gonna add in some artificial maybe noise and where mechanics. Still not getting it. Well, that takes out the sound entirely. Cool. Not getting the crunchies that I want. And without spending a whole lot of time, don't get me wrong, there were some cool effects, and I think the cold fire probably is helping, not helping. Oh, there you go. That's got it. All right, now the cool thing about this is that we've replaced it in, I think, probably sounds like some reverb on there one. Yeah, I think the last thing is it sounds like a 100%ed reverb, because it sounds like she's away from the microphone. We all know what I use for reverb yet. Maybe not. Valhalla Supermassive could get in some very interesting reverb. We don't want Ace. In fact, we don't want any delay. Let me get this out. And actually, Valhalla bad one. I love it, but I just need plain reverb. We could do airy, we could do cosmic, and then I think it's high mix. earlier. Let me try getting it after the... Nope, need that transgate. I like that effect. I really do. I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna automate that effect, because that's actually really cool and allow me to be more creative with it. Oops, what am I doing? I'm just gonna delete it, and I am going to put in the automation here. I can like do kind of like this, go down. Stuff like this. And then what I can do is I can take these, I can join them, I can duplicate them. All right, that's the wrong effect. Okay, so it looks like the things don't do too well, so we need to kind of go like this. So what we want to do is keep doing it. Kind of want to just move the knob. Now we could play it and automate it that way instead of doing it by hand like this. I'm gonna see where we're getting first. What is that? There you go. All right, that's fun. Let me see if all right, that's a fun little additive. Not only that, but we can use this to sprinkle it on somewhere else where it gets kind of boring. We can join, and then we can just copy and move this somewhere else. So let's say like right around here, and then just redo the whole, because I think this is where the impacts hit. We could duplicate this a bit. into the next area over here. Cut it off a bit like that. And then we got that replaced. I think it's alternatively not the same thing, but it's different. And the sample helped us get there, right? We listened, we changed it, and we got something slightly different, slightly better. I think slightly more interesting than what the original sample was, because it was basically just panning back and forth, along with that trance gate, and then just somebody singing a C sharp note. All right, and the last one and most interesting one is going to be this bass replacement. So let's listen to this bass. Go to solo it first. Yeah, that one's gonna be hard for me to figure out. Cause we can do like a regular bass, and I have various things that create bass. There's like a clicking. There's I don't really need to be doing this because all of the basses are the same. I could slow it down. We could try, like, it could be a square bass. I don't think it sounds like a sawtooth bass. And we're looking at a C sharp again note, and I'm definitely like a C1 range on that thing. But it sounds like a double bass, like a thing, and there is indeed something going on because if you look at this, it has a start sound and then the end sound. There's a clicking. Could be just barely audible or something. I don't know. I'm hesitant to try this. I thought it would be easier. But now looking at this doesn't go that short. But looking at this, I'm thinking about we leave the bass alone. Cuz I like it and I don't want to make it different until I properly learn what the heck is causing that sound. But you know, for all intents and purposes, let's check our options out, right? So we need sort of a we can go into synthesizers and Square. We have like a Juno that we could play with. Let me get this set up to play so we can mess around. Come on. And we're still soloed. So we can initialize this. The reason I picked the Juno is because the Juno definitely has. This is a single oscillator, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe no, it's a dual oscillator. Yeah, dual oscillator. Because it has the square, and it has. So I need to be. Oh, that sucker's low. No, good. Yeah, it's like almost a kick in there. Oh, I think I went around the bass thing. So maybe not a square bass. So this has options to do square and saws. Can you not initialize this thing? We could do the. All right, so we have other options. We can go into the sub XL land. That's got a lot of subby bases. That's got the click. Oof. That's got a click too, but too much on the distortion side or the punchy side. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Then again, I don't write a whole lot of PysTrance stuff, or I don't do a lot of Go or PysTrance or stuff like that. So it's harder for me to try to replicate that sound without being, or seeing other people do it, or listening to that actual bass for a bit. And so I'm going to err on the side of I'm not going to touch it, and that's quite okay. I think it's quite okay. I knew the kicks were going to be easy. I thought the bass was going to be a little bit easier to replace, but I don't want to replace the sound, and I really like the sound. And if I put in another instrument, I definitely will replace that sound without understanding how that was made up. If you got any clues or comments, please let me know in the comments section on basically if this is something from an oscillator, what type of wave type that I could start off with, like a square or a saw or a. I don't think it's a sine. I think it's a square. Maybe a kick sample on top of it. Maybe. I don't know. It's different, and it's probably got something like it's a wavetable style bass. Maybe it's a wavetable style bass, and that's gonna be really harder to replicate because wavetables are basically just wave things that have other things in there, and we could break out and be here all day using Massive X or something like that to try to replicate something with a wavetable or Serum if I had it, which I don't. Or I could use Phase Plant to try to replicate it. But again, we'll be here all day just trying to replicate that bass. So we're going to leave that the heck alone. But overall, I think it's still successful in what I wanted to attempt today, which is add more uniqueness to the sounds, make it more mine rather than using a lot of samples. And this is still soloed. Got the time thing, and that's awesome. I'm gonna call it. I think we did good for this session. Like I said, I gave all the things, so I'm not going to go over it today. Please let me know how I did. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I really do appreciate it. I really do. I really do. And I will catch you later.